Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple on and off toggle. It's super easy. You just kind of have to go through the process of it. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be using this little gate. I'm going to be making a halo out of it. So first thing, you're just going to drag it into your scene like that, and then set it to wherever your avatar is. So it should be at 0, 0, 0 all across the top. And then you're going to be sizing it with your scale, however big you need it to be for your avatar. It's really situational depending on the size of avatar you have and what the object is that you're going to be adding to it. So now I'm going to be positioning it exactly where I want it on her. So I want it to be slightly above her ears on her head. So I'm going to put it to about there. And then if you want to rotate it at all, you can use this little move rotation tool. And these lines on it kind of indicate where it's going to go. So I'm going to be using the red line, tilt it like this just a little bit until I feel like it looks pretty good. So I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to select my move tool again to just kind of have better navigation. And we're going to come down here into your hierarchy and you should see your new object. So you're going to right click it, unpack prefab completely, and now you're going to bind it to wherever you want it to be on your avatar. So this can differ depending on what you want it to be. So if you're adding like hand particles or an object, then you'd bind it to the wrist in your armature, or foot trails, you'd bind it to your ankle. If you want just like an aura, something overall on your body, then you would just drag it onto your avatar like this. So it's all lined up with the rest of the squares. But since I want it to be on her head, I'm going to go up to her armature and you're just going to take it down to wherever you need it. So we're just following it just like the regular human armature. I'm going down to neck and finding head right here. So now you're going to scroll back down, find whatever object you need, and just pull it all the way up. Find wherever it was that you just unpacked and put it right under the head. So now this is actually bound to the head, so when I move it, it'll be moving with the avatar itself. Again, if you wanted to change that to have it be like your hand, then you just go down the shoulder, the arm, the elbow, the left twist, and then you'd put it like right here. And so that's how you would do kind of something bound to the hands. So since we now have that in our hierarchy and bound to where we need it to be, we can actually start making the toggle for it. So for me, I try to keep my toggles in a little animation folder that I've created. So these are other ones that I've done. So now to create a new one, you're just going to right click anywhere and select create and then scroll down to animation. And now you're going to make one on and make one off. So I'm just going to call this halo since that's its function on here. So we're going to do halo on, and then we're going to create again another animation, and we're going to do halo off, just like this. And you've got to try to make sure that they're spelled correctly. In that this is going to be your biggest enemy, is making sure everything is again spelled correctly. So from there, I already have it selected, but you're going to just click onto your avatar in your scene, and then over here you're going to have a controller, and by default there's usually none, so you're just going to click that little button and select whichever one it is. So if I selected this one and I click into this button up here above your scene that says animator, there's not much there, so that's how you know it's not the right one. Meanwhile, if I select this one, then you'll see all of the other toggles that are on the avatar itself. So this is how you know it is the right one. So now you're going to be creating your new layer and parameter. So you're just going to click the plus sign while you're on the layers. It'll put you up, scroll down, and you'll have a new layer. So now you're just going to rename this to whatever your toggles are. So I'm just going to put halo. And make sure there's no spaces at the end, no special characters. And then just click out of that, and then it's gonna pop you up, come back down, select this little toggle thing, and click 1, so it has a weight to 1. So from there you can click your parameters, and you're gonna do a plus sign. And now for a simple on and off that isn't anything fancy, there's no world constraint, you're just gonna select a bool. So now after you've done that, you're gonna come down to new bool, and you're going to name it the exact same thing as you did your layer. So halo, capital H, no special characters, no spaces. just like so. And now that's it for here. So now you're just going to click back here, make sure that you have your new one selected, so I do with Halo, and it's now a drag and drop into your animator. So as you can see, you have an entry, you have any state, and you have exit. You don't have to worry about exit with it on and off because it is a manual toggle. And any state is something for multiple toggles in one, so you're not going to touch that either. You only have to worry about entry. Alright, so for on and off, you're first going to make sure you have on. So I'm going to just drag it right beside entry, and it'll make that little arrow to Halo on. So now I'm going to drag Halo off directly below it. It'll look just like this. It doesn't matter if it's a little closer, if it's a little further. I just like to have mine kind of collected together like this. Then you're going to select Halo off, right click, make transition, and select Halo on. So now there's a little arrow, and you'll do the same thing here, right click, Halo off. So now you've got these back and forth. It looks very clean. So now you're going to select the one you made first, so it should be Halo off pointing towards Halo on. And this little thing in the inspector is going to pop up. So now you're going to tab down your settings and set everything 0, 0, and then turn off fixed duration and has exit time. You don't want those on anymore. After you've done that, you're going to come down to conditions, and there shouldn't be any list yet. You can ignore this warning sign. You're just going to click a plus, and then under your conditions, you're going to go down and select your new one. So I've got Halo. This will default to true, and you can leave that true. So off to on should again be true. That's all you have to do over here. So now you're going to click onto your second arrow, and you're going to pretty much do the same thing. So 0, 0, off, off, and then create a condition, find your Halo, and now this one's going to turn to false. So this is how it actually tells it to turn off. So after you've got that done, you can click out. That's all you need done here. So you can click back to your scene now with your avatar. Once you're here, all you have to worry about is adding it to your game menu now. So to add it to your game menu, you're going to find your parameters. Sometimes they're called para, sometimes they'll be the full parameters. To know if it's the right one, it's the same thing as finding the FX layer. If it doesn't have many, it's not the right one. So for her, I found it's under para, and it'll look something like this. You'll have a lot. And so now you're just going to click the add button, and then scroll down. It'll name it whatever your last one is. So you're just going to have to rename it, the same thing as your other objects. So you're just going to do Halo, no special characters, no spaces. And for this, it is going to be a bool, again, since it's a simple on and off toggle. So you can be done with that. And now you're going to figure out where you want it in your actual game menu. So for her, I'm going to have it in her accessories 1 menu. So this is where I have her ears, her tail, antlers, gloves, and now she will have a halo. So this does not have to match exactly what it is in your animator. So if you want to put it something like pretty, if you want to name it gate, whatever you can, it'll still work. This is simply how it'll show up in your menu. So I'm still going to stay with Halo. You're going to set this to a toggle. And then if you want to add an icon, you can. Anything really, you'll see it'll pop up. That's just going to be how it shows up. But for this, I'm not going to use one. And then you're going to come down to your parameter, and it'll be default none. So you're just going to scroll down until you find Halo, and it should say bool next to it. You're going to select that, click off, and it should be saved. So now you can just tab that back up, and it's nice and pretty. So now you are done with that manual part here, and now you're just going to record it. So recording it is basically just telling it what to do. So you've got set up the process, but you need to now tell it like what it's actually doing. So you're going to start with on. So you're going to have this little menu after you click that little tab, and it's going to have all of your different things. So again, if you could see that, just a little tab. And then you're going to start with on. So I'm clicking Halo on. So now this is your little animator. Animation is like a whole nother story, but for now it's nothing complicated. You're just going to press record, and your avatar should poof down like that. As you can see, since I had the halo bound to her, it didn't stay up here, it went down with her. So after you're recording, it should be red down here. You're going to go ahead and select whatever it is that you want to toggle. So again, I found the head and the gate. So after you're here, you're just going to unclick it and click it again. So under your on, it should now have your gate in your game object or whatever it is you're toggling, and it should have a check mark next to it. After that is done, you're just going to click the record button again so it turns blue and click preview. And it should turn back gray. And she'll pop up again like this, and then you can switch to your next one. So you're going to click Halo off. Alright, once you're here, we're going to go through the same motion again. You're going to make sure that you selected your avatar. So you should still have this up. And then click record. She'll go down again, select gate, but this time you're only going to click it once, just like that. And then again, record and preview. So now you've got the same game object and it is not checked. So that means it'll be off once you hit that toggle. So after you do that, you're actually done. And now you've created a toggle, you've got your accessory or whatever it is you added onto your avatar, and you're free to do what you want with it. So if you want to just color it, then you can find whatever you want to color it with and do another drag and drop, make it look really pretty, and this is how it'll look in game now. And you can toggle it on, toggle it off in whatever menu you set it to, so everything should work fine. So yeah, I hope this helps.